Now who want a tango? Click clack, get back, done let me rip that, split that, flip that, shit to push you way back.
People, it's February 11th, 8 p.m., and it's yet again time for another episode of Common Madness. And it's yours truly, the one and only, the host with the most, the best from coast to coast, AYE-1, straight out of UPT. Coming to you live from Listen Vision Studios in Washington, D.C. And we're here for another goddamn episode. And I'm fucking loving this, people. You know what I decided today? I don't give a fuck. It's going to be marvelous. Come on and join this ride. Put your seatbelts on. Get your popcorn, your goddamn beer, gin, juice, vodka, tequila, whatever it is you like to drink. Think, whatever you want to do, stink. I don't care if you don't wash, whatever it is. Just come on and just enjoy this thing with me because we gotta celebrate life. This week is a very special week. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but it's Valentine's Day on Friday. Let's give it a round of applause for everybody who's got a real lover or somebody who they love, even if it's a dog, a cat, a bird, or a tree, because trees are alive, if you guys didn't know that, all right? So, anyways, they got a lot of specials this week going on at all the restaurants, but I'm going to tell you something, what I've learned over the years is you don't go to a restaurant on Valentine's Day. It's just a bad idea because it's going to be so packed and you're not going to get a table unless you reserved one 6 years before today, you know? It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work. So I got some sad news. I had a friend who was locked up this past week for indecent exposure. You'll never believe this shit, guys. So the guy is drunk. He's a lawyer. He pays his taxes. And he had to take a piss. And so he pissed in the alley. And some cop came up to him and said, "Hey, what are you doing?" And he said, "I'm peeing." You know, what else was he going to say? You know, so the cop says, "Oh, you can't do that on D.C. streets. I got to take you in." 3 in the morning. Ruined his whole night. Ruined his whole weekend. All right? For pissing in public. Right? I just want to say, if I pay taxes, I should be able to piss on the goddamn street anywhere I want to go piss at, right? I just think that's fair. I pay taxes. It's going down the gutter anyway. In the streets, no one's going to be affected by it. No, you know what? Some people will probably say, well, that's not logical. You can't do that. No. You have to pee in places that are designated for piss. You ever drove past Wassa on 295? You ever smell that place? Yeah, that's really a designated place for piss. And you see how it just seems to fumigate the whole area for like a 20-mile wide radius. It's crazy. It's crazy, people. It's crazy. But it's a very small issue on today's show. Anyways, I just wanted to say that I think if I pay taxes, I should be able to piss anywhere I want to, not in public, you know, showing women and children, you know, my God's gift, you know, to me, or, you know, something like that. But I just think you should be able to. I don't see a problem. Because, you know, a lot of sane people would say, "Oh, that's crazy. You could at least go piss on a tree." Why would I piss on a tree and that's a living creature? I don't know if you guys know that, but trees are living. Flowers are living. We walk past them every day. Give a tree a hug, folks. If you see one, you never know. It might bring you luck. He might tell the other trees. And you know, one day the guy was going to drop a branch on your house, your brand new $500,000 house, you know, and he decide he's not going to drop the tree on your house. He's going to drop it on Phil's house next door because he likes you. You never know how things work with life sometimes. Anyways, moving on. I don't know, people. I don't know anymore. I don't know about a lot of things. The world is just becoming a weird place. The more I see it, the more I become more aware of the idiosyncrasies and inconsistencies of people, politicians, and other events and happenings in the world, even with nature. I don't think climate change is real. I think the climate is going to change whether we're here or not. But I think that there's something really weird going on, you know? I just think it's something really weird, you know? The other day, I tried to catch a cab. Regular thing, you know? I hate fucking Uber. I hate fucking Uber. right? Because those motherfuckers, now all they want to do is police your ass when you get in the back of their goddamn Ubers. You know, they got the fucking camera on you. They try to act like they not listening the whole time they watching you and your girl you with, or you by yourself, drunk as shit, coming home, trying to avoid getting a goddamn ticket, pulled over and taken to court and having to pay that lawyer $10,000 fucking dollars that you could have spent on a vacation in Maui or Tahiti. Instead, you got to pay it to the fucking city, because if you don't, they're going to take your license and it's going to ruin your career, right? So I took a Uber, right? Stupid thing, but I took a cab. I'm sorry. I hate Uber, sorry. Anyways, I hailed a cab. It's not really being done anymore, people. I mean, the guy looked at me like a star fell out of the sky or something. You know, his eyes just lit up big. You know, he must have saw an asteroid or something coming. The way he looked at me, I thought. I laughed about it, you know. I laughed so hard when he pulled up, little Indian guy, nice guy though. But I laughed really hard until I opened up the car door, and you know, my whole facial expression changed because I began to see who I was sharing a ride with. To find out this guy has a bull. Right? So, this man, I really didn't. You know, I want to ride with the dog. You know what I mean? But I don't know this dog. The dog is sitting in the back seat, wagging his tail. He's got his stick out, and I'm like, it's fucking. I said, you know what? I don't even want to deal with this. At least the guy with the Uber, you know, I could give him a bad rating. I don't even know this guy who pulled up in the cab with the Indian guy. I don't even know this guy. So I said, you know what? Forget this. I'm just gonna walk. At this point, I didn't even want to Uber because I hate Uber so much. Anyway, so that was funny. It was just a shock, almost like when Trump got elected the first time. You know. The truth of it is, he probably get elected again, because who the hell else we got to vote for? All right, you're gonna vote for Bernie? He's a socialist. All right, you're gonna vote for Hillary? She's a fucking gangster. She just doesn't look like it. She's like that Colombian cartel bitch who got killed a couple years ago by another cartel, the Medellins, I think it was. Yeah, you know, who else we gonna vote for, people? I mean, life is crazy here in America, right? They feed you to the point of where you die almost, and then they try to bring you back to life with medicine that'll kill you anyway. It's just a travesty in itself. In and of itself, it's a travesty, right? So that's why I just drink water, I wear condoms, and I just try to avoid the bullshit. I try to avoid all the bullshit, you know, because it's a lot of bullshit, man. You know, and so it really made me think, you know, everything that's happening, what the hell is really going on? I'm serious, folks. What the hell is really going on in the world? So I had to take a step back after that cab. And I had to think about it for a second. And I'll tell you what the hell I uncovered after this commercial break.
Hi, my name is Susie, and I'm here to tell a story. I'm 38 years old, and I'm upset. Why am I upset, you might ask? I'm upset because I don't have a man. And I don't want my friends to have one either. I've been trying to figure out how to keep them from having one, but they're too attractive. Since I don't work out and I got fat, no one seems to want me anymore. So I came up with this genius idea called the cockstopper. Now, usually what I would do is when people would approach me or my friends at the club, well, no one approached me, I'm sorry, but my friends at the club, all I do is I tell them, hey, stop, she's with me. That's my girlfriend. What are you doing? I'm married to her. And it works because it's okay to be a homosexual these days. right? Actually, people like it when you're a lesbian. They're a lot more friendlier. I've noticed this. Anyways, all I have to do is pull out this whiteboard, put it in front of the face of my girl, and the guy can't say anything to her anymore because it's very awkward. So I started carrying this around in my purse, and what ended up happening was it became a hit. Now everybody wants a cock stopper so they can stop all the guys from talking to their friends, especially if they don't have anyone to go home to at night. So you can buy the cock stopper at Target, Walmart, or Amazon. It comes in 3 beautiful colors: black, white, and blue. Check it out, folks. If you want to stop somebody from talking to your friends, if they're not talking to you, get one. It really works. Hope you guys have a great Valentine's Day.
And we're back. So let me tell you about what the hell happened to me the other day. So from this cab, I decided it's a lot safer to walk in the district. So I walk and I begin to notice things that usually don't jump out at me because I don't really give a damn about it. I'm just trying to get where I'm going. There was a man on the corner, tilted at an 80-degree angle, and I was wondering how the hell he was able to stand up until somebody said to me he just bought some dope from Juju down the street. That must have been a hell of a bag of dope he bought. I don't know what the hell they cut it with. Maybe it wasn't cut at all. But this guy, he should have been dead with the way he was leaning. But instead, he was just leaning. And I was amazed at this. I kept on walking. I said, well, first it was a dog. Now it's a dope fiend that won't fall. Let me keep on walking. You never know what else you might run into, right? So then I decided, it's time for me to take a drink. So I headed on uptown. Headed on uptown to my favorite liquor store. Folks, if you drink liquor, you gotta go here. 5th and Kennedy, Rojas, and holla at the homie Casa. He's gonna get you right, people. He's got the Don Julio Blanco in there for $16 a pint. Come on, if you drink tequila, you know that's an impossible price to beat in this area, people. Impossible. You got the 6% tax in Virginia on sale items. You've got whatever tax they've got in D.C. I don't know, I forgot it. I don't care, but you're going to pay a lot more going to most other places except for this one on 5th and Kennedy. It's called Rojas Liquor. Casa with the bald head. He's always got on fake Hugo Boss shirts and shit like that. He thinks he's cool, but he's not. I like the guy. Go see him. Spend some money with him. He'll get you right, all right? Okay, I bought a bottle of tequila. I'm telling people this because I'm leading up to something. When I bought the bottle of tequila, I had a couple limes in my bag because I stopped using fruit juice the other week, people. And I'll tell you why. Because the sugar in it is going to make the drink very unhealthy. Tequila is actually a very healthy drink if you didn't know that. It helps your bones absorb calcium. It's also good for your digestive system because of the probiotics in it. And it tastes really good and it works with women very well. All right? Women, whoever's watching this, you know I'm telling the truth, baby. Anyways, I buy this tequila and I'm happy. I'm excited. I'm juiced up. And so I'm ready to crack the top on this thing in the car, right? But I don't do that. I put it in the side. I put it in the passenger seat next to me and put a seatbelt on it because that's what I do with my bottles of tequila. Because they with me, That's the homie right now. So I put the seatbelt on the tequila and I keep it moving. Make the left, come on down, drive a few blocks, turn up the music. I'm listening to Snoop Dogg at the time. When something crazy happens, people, you won't believe this shit. You really won't believe this. I see a naked man running down the street with an AK-47 assault rifle with no clip, and he's butt naked. I said, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? Look, people in their right frame of mind, you know what they would have done? They'd have kept on driving. Oh, not A1 though, folks. Not me. I think I'm a daredevil without having to go blind. I follow this guy, this maniac. I just wanted to see what the hell he was going to do because I ain't have nothing else to do. And this shit is entertaining at this point, okay? A naked man with a gun in the street, and he looks like he's trying to rob people. I'm not lying about this. It was a naked... look, anyways, you'll see. Check the police report in the area. So I followed the guy. And you know what I did? I parked my car. This way I'm not drinking and driving. I took a cup. I had my knife with me. Cut the lime open. Squeezed all the juice from the lime in the cup so that way I won't run out of chase. And I took the bottle with me in my pocket, in my Arc'teryx jacket. All right? Folks, you won't believe this. The guy walks up and down the street and he starts trying to rob people's homes butt naked with a gun. And may I add, the gun didn't have a fucking clip. You believe this? I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I thought it was the most hilarious thing I've ever seen in my life. And I've seen a lot of funny things because I grew up in an era where Richard Pryor, Rodney Dangerfield, and Eddie Murphy were the three best comedians at some point in time. All right? Very good comedians. Check out their stand-up routines. Check out their movies. You'll love it. It's very good comedic routines. I just classic stuff. Martin Lawrence, You So Crazy. Check it out. Eddie Murphy, Delirious, Raw. All those movies, Trading Places. Great movies. Check them out. Anyways, I'm following this maniac. Now, he ran up in one person's house. The guy punched him. He punched him back. And then he ran. He ran. I guess he realized, you don't run into a bear's den and try to fight him in his own home. That's a bad idea. All right? So then what happened was this. He goes into another person's house. Set off the alarm in the house. I said, oh, shit, he's caught. He's got to be caught this time. He's done. The motherfucker turned it off. I don't know how he turned it off, but he turned it off. I had to look in the camera so you see the seriousness in my eye. He turned it off. God help us all. That's when I knew he must have been high on some good shit. I don't know what it was. Don't need to know. My assumption is since he was butt naked, he must have been smoking that juice. That juice is a motherfucker, folks. Don't fuck with it. Leave it alone. It's better for you to sniff cocaine or something if you're going to do a drug. Don't do that juice. It's no good for you. Messes with your mind. All right? Makes you think you're doing things that you're not even doing. And sometimes it makes you do stuff that you shouldn't be doing. Like this guy trying to rob people butt naked. I've never heard of a thief who was butt naked trying to rob people until I saw this motherfucker walking down the street. And that's when my whole opinion about criminality changed in D.C. I think there's something new because I don't know if this shit would have happened in the 70s or the 80s. You know what I mean? But it happened right here in Washington, D.C. I'm going to tell you that. So this guy was trying to rob people butt naked with the gun in his hand. It was the craziest thing I ever saw. You know? And it's just hilarious because when he tried to rob the next person, after he made it out of the house and didn't take anything with the gun, the unloaded gun, the other guy was able to talk to him and started singing songs to this guy. So I'm listening to the songs. It's a white guy. He starts singing Ave Maria to this motherfucker. I said, what the hell is going on with this shit? This motherfucker must be high too. I didn't know what was going on. Right? So he starts singing Ave Maria. And then the dude who was butt naked who tried to rob his house with the cape, he starts singing along. I say, how the hell this nigga even know the goddamn song? He ain't saying no words. He keep murmuring. Right? He keep murmuring the beat. I said, man, this shit is getting weirder and weirder and weirder. Right? Anyways, the whole time this guy is singing this Ave Maria song to this motherfucker. I look at the guy. He got his cell phone in his hand. See how you gotta watch people, folks. You think somebody trying to help you the whole time, they about to stab your ass in the back. I couldn't really see it, but the cell phone in his hand and it's pointed towards the guy that he's singing with, butt naked, holding his gun still. All right, everything just flailing in the wind like trees in high gusts, all right? And this motherfucker here is on the phone with the police. I said, oh shit, this nigga's going down, people. He's going down. So I see him pull up in the alley. This how they do in Northwest. They creep through that alley real slow. You don't even know these motherfuckers coming. You can't see no lights. They turn the lights off. I said, oh, it's about to go down. 2 female cops park in the alley. I wave at them. I let them know I'm just here as a spectator. I'm not involved. All right? I don't involve myself in criminal activities. No. Next thing I know, the cops done joined the goddamn singing with the naked motherfucker with the gun, the white dude with the cell phone, and they all having it's a congregation now. It turned into a choir. I ain't never seen no shit like this, except when I was high that one time in St. Louis. That's another story. Right? What? No, it was Oakland. It was Oakland. Sorry. Anyways. Finally, after everything is said and done, they locked the boy up. I knew he wasn't coming back home. He got caught with a gun in D.C. They're not gonna play nice with you when you do stuff like that. You know, if you get caught out there on the street high off the water, or you smoking that K2, man, they probably take you to Washington Hospital Center, you know, and they put you in a little psych ward, and they let you come down off of it. It might take 3, 4, 5 days, but you okay, you know. If they catch you with a firearm or something like that, though, your ass is going downtown, and you ain't coming back for a while, boy. You might not be coming back for a while. That show cause hearing, don't expect them to show a cause for your ass to get released. All right? And that was the end of that. But that shit, by the time this was done, I was finished halfway with the bottle. You know? I ran out of limes and everything, man. This shit was just a hell of a trip, man. So I hop back in my car. Now that I got a sensation through me, feeling real nice and relaxed. Man, I say, you know what? I'm going to just go head on home. I jump in the car. I get to driving. You know? And the world is a different place when you're intoxicated, people. It's a beautiful world. If it was ugly before, it's probably a lot more prettier for most of us. At least it is for me, you know? But I jump in the car, and I get to the stoplight a couple blocks away on Georgia Avenue, and all I see is people outside with their fucking hand out. And I'm tired of people with their hand out. Holy thing is about these people, they had their hand out and their chest out at the same time. Oh, brother, you know, could you help me out? I don't need the kind of donation that jingle. I need the kind that make my hands tingle. In other words, a dollar bill, right? I'm looking at this clown motherfucker, and I said, wait a second. You couldn't be serious. Man, I hit the gas on that fool, man, because I ain't got time for this. You know what I'm saying? And the light was green anyway. Kept it moving, man. Got to the next light. I'm like, oh, good. Ain't no junkies. I swerved to avoid a pothole pulled up next to it. You know, I thought I was in the clear with this one. You know, I thought I was in the clear. I started hearing a tapping. I thought it was my engine at first, to be honest, people. I really did. I thought it was my engine. You know, I got almost 50,000 miles on that damn car right now. And, you know, I know it's a great car and all, but I just think, man, it's maybe about time for it to go eventually. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't build stuff to last no more. It's all value engineered so that they can keep on making this money. Right? I keep hearing this knocking, so I turned down my Snoop Dogg I was playing, Doggy Style, the original CD. Check it out, youngsters. If you haven't heard of it, it's a dope CD. You'll love it. Real gangster shit from before they started watering our music down and trying to change these kids into something other than what they should be. I'm not going to get into that on this episode. Maybe the next show I will. But I keep hearing this tapping. And I say, what the hell is this, right? Because ain't no beggars around begging. And I can't see a soul. So I really start listening. Because now it's bugging me. It's like, where's this tapping coming from, right? I couldn't see anything. I thought it was odd. So, all of a sudden, I get to thinking, Man, I need to look down. And all I could see was birds. So first I thought it was a pigeon with a cane or something, you know? I thought I was going crazy because I had been drinking that damn Don Julio. Maybe somebody had put something in it at Rojas Liquor. You know? Maybe they did. I don't know. I thought it was like pigeon with a cane or something. I don't know. No, it wasn't that. It was a beggar. This motherfucker had made a post in a pothole. The pothole I swerved, thank God I swerved it. His ass is down in the pothole like this. Whenever the car pull up, he put his head up. Hey, this some shit. It looked like that Chuck E. Cheese game. You know the one where you bop the squirrels when they show themselves? I didn't have a bopper with me, so I ain't bopping or nothing. I was just shocked, man. I almost hit the gas and ran over his head, but man, I said no, because if you hit a pedestrian in D.C., your ass is going to jail. You know I've been drinking. You know they're going to throw the book at my ass and the pen that they wrote it with. So I said, you know what? We just going to play it cool. Thank you, Jesus, giving me the peace and serenity I'm going to need to keep this shit cool. This nigga climbed out that pothole with his hand out with a hat in his hand. And I said, wait a minute. He really want me to give him the money? Are you serious right now? I said, where the hell you learn how to do this? He said he was an old vet who was fighting in Vietnam and learned a trick from the Viet Cong. I said, wait a minute. You did what? You learned this shit from them? He said, yeah. I even showed the Mexican cartel how to do this shit too. I said, so that's where the tunnels came from. I said, where you from? He said, Laredo, Texas. I said, oh shit, he ain't lying, because that's where they found the tunnels at last week if y'all watched the news. Border Patrol been putting up 1,000 cameras using everybody else's property to monitor these people crossing in illegally with fentanyl, meth, weed, and the sort. They ain't say nothing about catching the cocaine because, you know, that shit got through. The coke got through, people. But the meth, the weed, and the fentanyl, oh, they caught that. You know, makes me laugh. You know, it's funny, man, because they always talk about the war on drugs, but there's no war. There's never been a war on drugs. It was a war. It was a way to get money from us and to say they were doing something that they never really did, because the truth of it is they the ones who bringing it in. I'm not going to get into that. Or Mena, Arkansas, and a lot of other places that were used covert and clandestine operations to funnel drugs and all types of other narcotics into the country to be used for the funding of black operations. We're not going to do that. Not this episode. Maybe next week. All right? Maybe next week. But this motherfucker had turned a pothole into a home. And I said, you can't do no shit like that unless you a creative dude. So I tip my hat to him, even though I didn't have one on, and I gave him $1. I say, man, anybody who's creative enough and skilled enough to do something like this, man, he deserves some money. And I poured him a drink because he had a cup too in the other hand. I ain't never seen nothing like it, people. I've never seen anything like it. But I kept on driving after that, man, and I took my ass on in the house because I didn't want to see nothing else. Because at that point, man, I was through. You know, if you stay out too long on the street, sometimes you become a part of it. And see, I wasn't trying to go to jail and have to make bail or anything like that. So I just went on home, you know. And that was the end of my night. But the truth of it is, people, let me tell you something. When you get out here, you got to live life. You got to enjoy yourself. You got to do everything that you want to do, and you got to do everything that they tell you not to do, so that way you can know if they're right or wrong. How is you going to know? How is you going to know? I got a friend of mine who told me some crazy shit tonight, man. I'm going to pray for this nigga. I ain't going to say his name on television. Well, my podcast, whatever you want to call this shit. Man, so the doctors just told him, man, he might have liver disease. That's crazy as shit to me, man. This boy is only in his 30s, and the doctors told him this shit. You know what I told his ass, folks? Looks like to me, you better get busy living or get ready to fucking die. Because you got one or two options after the doctor tells you some shit like that. Keep it moving or just stop pushing altogether. You know, A lot of times you don't really feel like you're living until you're very close to death. And that's when everything gets electric and exciting. That's when the thrill of life grabs you by the throat, chokes you and says, come on, and let's do it. Whatever the hell it is. I like stuff like that, you know? That's why I drive my car 150 miles an hour, you know, on 495 late night. That's why I do the things that I do a lot of times, man. That's why I do it. I'm having fun, and you should too. If you're not having fun, you're doing something wrong. Don't be serious all the time, people. Don't live your life like an office worker who eats a cheese sandwich every day at 12 o'clock and only takes a 15-minute break like the boss wants him to do. God damn it. What you need to do is do whatever you want to do. Make sure you get that money. Make sure you do it right. Do it to the best of your abilities. Nobody cares where you got the money. All they want to know is, do you have it? I repeat, nobody cares where you got the money from. All they want to know is, do you have it? Then you're somebody. Even if you're nobody. But enough of my philosophies. Let's take a quick commercial break, people. We'll be right back. Hey, folks. Whoa. Sorry about that. Whoa. Sorry about that again. Okay. Okay. Anyways, so now that we're back, let's discuss some things you can do with your dates on Valentine's Day. Now, if she's not afraid of the water and you know how to swim, maybe you could take her on a dinner boat cruise, you know, if that's your thing. Or you could buy some expensive chocolates from Target. They sell Ferrero Boucher, and at Bloomingdale's, they sell Godiva. I like Godiva chocolates. Very rich. They might send your ass to the bathroom if you eat too many, but they're really good. Really good, right? There's also a few places that are giving away good deals for eating and whatnot. There's a Cupid's Bar Crawl. You have to register for that. And then there's Chocolate Wine and Whiskey Festival. Chocolate, wine, and whiskey. Now, what a better way to who can name a better way to spend a day unless you're in the house and she's butt naked and you are too? You know what I mean? You got to go to chocolate, whiskey, and wine. That's a hell of a combo, man. That's a hell of a combo. There's also a lingerie party that's being thrown for lovers or single people who just want to show up and look at women in lingerie, or the girls looking at men, whatever your preference is, folks. That's being held at an undisclosed location. I'm going to try to get that before the end of the show so you can go to that too. And I think Popeyes is giving away heart-shaped breasts this year that you can pick up at any participating location. Go in and ask them about it and see what they tell you, all right? They might give you a free meal with that, you know? Oh, and get ready to vote coming up this year. A lot of people are really excited to vote and make their voice heard. All right. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for. I'm not going to tell you who I'm voting for, but I'm going to tell you to vote. I'm going to tell you to participate in the process of electing officials, whether it's the mayor, the president, or a member of city council. All right. This is very important. People need to get more politically acclimated to the system, and they need to participate in it so that we can have a functioning government that is more for us than it is them. And by them, I mean the corporations, because they're running everything. All right. The other year, Apple. Apple made almost $600 billion. That's enough to buy a country or two. All right. $600 billion. And still have money left over for a steak dinner and a Ferrari or two. All right. So we got to get involved, people, because if we don't get involved and we just sit in our houses, nothing's going to change in the country. All right. At least not for the good. Maybe for the worst, but not for the good of the people. And I think if we don't make a difference in the country, then no one else will. All right. We're going to bring this show to a close early tonight because I got some things I got to do. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed it. Tune in next week. Same place, same internet station, WLVS. This is A1 people. Hope you have a great night and a very happy Valentine's Day. Take care.